When I was a kid, I had a reel-to-reel tape player, microphone plugged into it. It was a small one. I remember my dad and Victor K. sitting on the couch telling stories of their past, and I recorded that tape. I wish I hadn't lost that tape. He talks about showering down on that old 47 Ford. So I present to you Inquest, Living with the Dead, copyright 2011. This audio version will have a few additional comments and maybe stray a little bit from the subject matter or from the words that are written in the book. Probably it'll have my own additions, and it'll be kind of like we're sitting around and I'm telling you the story. I dedicated the book to Abigail and Jacob and the ones on the way. I only have 2 grandkids now. The first edition of the book says do not read till you're 21, but I've lowered that down to 18 now. Acknowledgements. Miss Pitt, what would you do if I jumped out the window? I was a freshman at Winona High School. Miss Pitt was my high school English teacher. I'd get my paddle and go right after you, she said. In a few minutes, some of my friends ran over to the windows and yelled, Mitch, come back! Come back, Mitch! Where are you going? They looked at Miss Pitt and she looked at them and they said, He jumped out the window. And Miss Pitt said, Did he? She had a surprised voice and she grabbed her paddle and headed towards the door. Well, not all my friends went to the window. Mark Scott, he was the biggest kid in the class. He stayed in his seat, and I was hiding behind him. I fell over laughing, and we all laughed about that, and still laugh at it now, almost 50 years later. Miss Pitt taught me that what I have to say is more important than spelling. My chief court clerk, Linda Luss, tried to teach me that 3 words are better than 4. She was also a stickler for details, and she taught me that spelling was important. I'd like to thank Mom, Lolo, who thinks her son can do no wrong, and thanks also to the rest of my family who know different. My gratitude also goes out to Vicky K. and those who read drafts of the manuscript and helped in editing. My spelling baffles the computer, so thanks to all who catch and correct the technical errors. A special thanks also to the firefighters, police officers, emergency medical personnel, funeral home staff, hospice workers, doctors, nurses, and the many others who face life and deal in death. This book is for all of you. Mitch. Also sharing in the reading will be Donna Faye Shamburger, my wife, and my mother at 93, Lolo, will be reading her prayer.